pages turn to gray, secrets locked away, chasing down the ghosts of a yesterday, uncovering the names from history's forgotten days. The real truth is in the records we ignite, forgotten history.
This is the story of how four guys from Philadelphia became the biggest-selling R&B group of all time. Public sales claims for the group reach as high as 64 million albums, placing them in a different stratosphere than the mid-century vocal groups that defined the genre's earlier eras. This trajectory began far from corporate casting offices, rooted instead in the neighborhoods and local cultures of Philadelphia. Philadelphia functioned as a vocal laboratory, providing a deep soul tradition, a rich church singing culture, and a history of sophisticated vocal groups. These local roots provided a musical memory that gave the young men an authentic emotional grounding that a manufactured pop act could never fake. The singers ultimately crossed paths at the Philadelphia High School for Creative and Performing Arts, known as Kappa. Inside those walls, classical music and vocal arts were serious daily disciplines rather than after-school hobbies. This rigorous environment forced them to read complex musical situations, project their voices, and execute under intense pressure. Kappa essentially functioned as a fifth member of the group, turning neighborhood singers into disciplined vocal mechanics capable of commanding a room using nothing but their voices. In 1985, Nathan Morris and Mark Nelson formed Unique Attraction. The early lineup fluctuated as members graduated. In 1987, Wanya Morris joined. By 1988, a Valentine's Day school show proved their raw harmony could captivate a live crowd. The lineup eventually crystallized into a specific vocal architecture: Nathan's stabilizing center, Wanya's high tenor, Sean's melodic intelligence, and Michael's deep bass anchor. This four-part blend allowed them to market a shared identity, presenting a unified brotherhood rather than a single lead singer supported by disposable background voices. Their core philosophy treated the human voice as the primary instrument, stripped of the reliance on heavy dance beats that defined much of the era's radio. They looked to the 1980s group New Edition as a model for how young black singers could package harmony and choreography for a mass audience. Unique Attraction built a repertoire heavily reliant on New Edition songs, and eventually adopted their permanent name from the New Edition track Boyz II Men. While the New Edition spin-off Belle Biv DeVoe leaned into swagger and streetwise edge, Boyz II Men carved out a softer, harmony-centered lane. They described their style as hip-hop doo-wop, merging old-school vocal warmth with a clean, modern visual attitude. By studying New Edition's trajectory, they engineered a sound that resonated with the nostalgia of their parents' classic soul, while maintaining the aggressive timing of the new Jack Swing generation. In 1989, the teenagers found a way backstage at a Philadelphia venue, determined to sing for Michael Bivins of New Edition. They performed New Edition's Can You Stand the Rain completely a cappella, putting their vocal blend under immediate scrutiny. Singing without production leaves nowhere to hide, forcing an artist to prove their pitch, blend, and chemistry in real time. Bivins recognized the maturity of the group's sound, seeing a complete vocal unit that was ready to move beyond the schoolhouse. When the opportunity arrived, the group's ability to execute a complex a cappella arrangement validated the years they had spent refining their blend at Kappa and in neighborhood rehearsals. Michael Bivins acted as a business translator, taking the raw talent of the quartet and framing it as a marketable identity for a national audience. Bivins shepherded the group toward a record deal with Motown Records. This pairing was strategic. Motown provided the young group with an immediate inheritance of classic vocal group greatness. In return, the group gave Motown a modern youth act that sat comfortably beside the label's legacy of harmony-driven groups like The Temptations. Bivins and Motown formed a credibility bridge, entering the market with a product that possessed both street relevance and historical legitimacy. Their debut album, Cooley High Harmony, proved the group could dominate both the pop and R&B charts, while securing industry validation with a Grammy win. Their single, End of the Road, spent 13 weeks atop the Billboard Hot 100, breaking a chart longevity record previously held by Elvis Presley. The group's emphasis on vulnerability and romance allowed them to scale during the CD boom, crossing from MTV to pop radio and adult contemporary formats. Hard commercial evidence of this reach came through RIAA certification. Their second album, Two, reached an audited 12 million US units, a rare milestone for any vocal group in the genre. 4 Philadelphia art school singers became the biggest-selling R&B group of their era because they used old-school vocal harmony to answer a new-school market need, then found the one mentor, Michael Bivins, who could translate their raw a cappella credibility into a Motown-backed radio-ready identity.